Hey there, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Levitation. This is the jumping method. This tutorial is broken down into 3 different sections. We have our intro and planning, where we go over the ideas that we're actually going to be covering in the tutorial. Our next section is image 1. We're going to go start to finish on a complete image, and then in the next section, we're going to be editing a second image. So in this tutorial, you actually get 2 different image edits. The first one, we're going to be removing a jump station. In this case, it's going to be a dresser, and show you guys how to get that beautiful levitation effect. And in the second image, we're going to be dropping the floor completely out of frame to make it look like she's just floating in the middle of an elevator shaft. It's going to be so cool. Alright, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Hey there, and welcome to the Beginner's Guide to Levitation. This is the jumping tutorial, and this is section 1, intro and planning. You guys are in luck, because we're actually going to be doing 2 completely different images for the jumping method. I'm really excited. We changed up our light halfway through the actual photo shoot, so we're going to be processing an image from before we changed the light and after we changed the light. So in this intro section, we're actually going to be bringing both images into Photoshop, and then in section 2, we're going to be processing one of the images, and section 3 will process the other. So let's go ahead and get into it. We've got Photoshop open. We're going to just load some files together. So I'm going to go up here where it says File, Scripts, and we're going to go to Load Files into Stack. Okay, we want this to choose Files, and we're going to hit Browse here. Alright, now we're going to go to our desktop. Let's go ahead to our Tutorial Images folder. We're going to go on Levitation 2, Jumping Method, which is where we're at right now. And then we have 2 folders in there. We have an Image 1 and an Image 2. So let's go ahead and click on our Image 1, and we can bring this in. I've got tips right now for this tutorial, but they're going to be JPEGs. But we'll do a good job compressing them, so they'll have all the information you need. So let's go ahead and command click on the 2 of those. So both images in Image 1. There we go. And we're going to hit Open. Okay, now the last step to do is click here on Attempt to automatically align source images. We want to make sure that is checked. So let's hit OK. Okay, and that's going to bring both of these images together. There we go, and you can see if I make one visible and the other invisible that they are in fact in the same place, which is great. Alright, let's do that again for the second image. So, same thing, File, down here to Scripts, Load Files into Stack. We're going to hit Browse here, Image 2, and then load these 2 images in for Image 2. Hit Open. Again, check the Attempt to automatically align source images. We're going to hit OK here. And there we are. We've got the same sort of thing. We've got one image of our subject jumping in the air, and then another of just the elevator shaft there, which is really great. So these are, this image to the left was taken with a Kino flow, which is basically a fluorescent light source up here on the top left, and that's shining light on our subject. And this image on our right was taken with just natural light, so it's only lit by the window that you see here and this little light bulb as well. So I like some things about both of the photos, and so that's why we're going to process both, as well as each of them is going to be teaching a slightly different technique. So let's go ahead and outline those techniques right now. Okay, so this image on our left, the technique we're going to talk about here is, these are both jumping method, just jumping into the air. There are many things you can do to kind of exaggerate that jump. You can leave it just as a simple jump in the air. One thing that I really love to do is place a piece of furniture below someone. So in this case, we've got a desk. Let me just brighten this up a little bit so you can see this just a little bit better. There we go. We've got a desk, a sturdy desk here, and then we have our subject Mary jumping on the desk. So this is a very good technique for levitation because she's jumping off the desk. We've got a photo right here with no desk and no Mary, and what we're going to be doing is combining those together, and our end goal here is to get rid of this desk. We're also going to get rid of the light stand as well here, but we're going to get rid of this desk, and what it's going to do is it's going to make Mary look as though she was really high up in the air. So this is dependent from one photo shoot to another one. In this one, it's going to make it look as though, you know, she jumped 5 feet straight up in the air. If you're doing a photo, you can do higher or lower depending on the size of your prop. But you're going to see that the Photoshop part of this is relatively straightforward. Okay, now this other image here, we have, again, our subject as well as a background. What we're going to be doing this time is a slightly different effect, where we're going to be taking this entire floor and we're going to be moving it downwards. So we're going to copy basically half of our image, we're going to copy this down and then repeat it a couple times and push it downwards. And what it's going to make it do, it's going to extend the lines of the elevator shaft and make it look like basically there's no floor at all. So in this one, our subject is going to pretty much stay in the same place. We're going to push the floor down, and in this image, our subject's going to stay in the same place, and we're going to get rid of this piece of furniture. So I'm really excited. It's going to be a really cool couple tutorials, and we're also going to get into, this is going to be the second image we edit here. We're going to get into some really cool color toning as well to give it just a very artistic feel, which is appropriate when you're working with things like Levitation. Sometimes when you're doing like a corporate headshot, it's not the time to go around playing with, making your shadows blues and purples and things like that. But when you're doing Levitation, this is the perfect time to play around with color toning. So we're going to get into that, and we're going to show you how to color tone and how to have a lot of fun with it. We're going to have a lot of fun. These are both going to be great images to edit together, so I can't wait. All right, that's the end of this section. We'll see you in section 2, where we're going to be editing this image here on our left.